Heraclitus, everything flows, is change the essence? Did you know that 2,500 years ago, a Greek philosopher said you can never step into the same river twice? Why? Because everything is always changing. Welcome to episode 14 of our 100-part philosophy journey, where we dive into the mind-bending ideas of Heraclitus, the ancient thinker who said, "Everything flows." Is change really the essence of reality? Let's find out. Hey everyone, I'm your guide through this epic exploration of philosophy, and today we're traveling back to ancient Greece to meet Heraclitus, a philosopher whose ideas still ripple through time. If you've ever felt like life is a whirlwind of change, new tech, new trends, new challenges, Heraclitus might just be your guy. His big idea? The world is in constant flux, and change isn't just part of reality, it might be its very core. So, grab a seat, maybe a coffee, and let's unpack why Heraclitus thought everything flows and what that means for us today. Let's set the stage. It's around 500 BCE in Ephesus, a bustling city in what's now modern-day Turkey. Heraclitus, often called the obscure philosopher because his ideas were so deep and cryptic, was shaking up how people thought about the world. Unlike earlier thinkers like Thales, who looked for a single stuff that makes up everything, like water or air, Heraclitus had a different take. He said reality isn't static, it's dynamic, always moving, always transforming. His most famous saying? Pantarei, Greek for everything flows. Here's where it gets wild. Heraclitus said, "You cannot step into the same river twice." Why? Because the water you stepped into a moment ago has already flowed away, replaced by new water. But it's not just the river. Heraclitus thought everything is like that. The world, your life, even you are constantly changing. That coffee mug I'm holding? It's not the same mug from a second ago because tiny particles are shifting, the universe is moving, and time is ticking. Mind-blowing, right? Now you might be thinking, okay, change happens, but is it really the essence of reality? That's the big question we're tackling today. Heraclitus believed change wasn't just something that happens, it's what reality is. To him, stability is an illusion. Think about your life. Your thoughts, your body, your relationships, they're all in flux. Heraclitus would say that trying to hold on to something permanent is like trying to grab water with your hands. It slips away. But Heraclitus didn't stop there. He saw change as driven by conflict and tension. One of his sayings is, "Strife is justice." Sounds intense, right? He meant that opposites, like hot and cold, day and night, life and death, are always clashing, and that clash creates the world's harmony. It's like how a guitar string needs tension to play a note. Without conflict, there's no movement, no life. So next time you're frustrated by change or conflict, Heraclitus might say, "That's just the universe doing its thing." Let's dig deeper into this idea of opposites. Heraclitus thought reality is a dance of opposites that depend on each other. For example, you can't understand up without down or hot without cold. He called this the unity of opposites. It's like yin and yang in Chinese philosophy. Opposites aren't enemies, they're partners that make the world go round. This was a radical idea in ancient Greece, where people often wanted clear, stable answers. Now here's where Heraclitus gets really interesting. He didn't just talk about change in the physical world. He saw it in our minds and societies too. Your beliefs today might not be the same tomorrow. Cultures evolve, empires rise and fall. Heraclitus would say this constant flux is what keeps the world alive. But he also warned that most people don't get it. They cling to fixed ideas, thinking things stay the same. He called this being asleep to reality's flow. One of Heraclitus's big symbols was fire. Why fire? Because it's always moving, transforming, consuming, and creating. He said fire is the underlying force of the universe. Not just literal fire, but a kind of cosmic energy that drives change. It's like the spark of life itself. This idea influenced later philosophers, scientists, and even modern physics, where energy and motion are key to understanding the universe. Okay, let's pause for a second. Heraclitus's ideas can feel overwhelming, like the world is just chaos. But he didn't think change was random. He believed there's a hidden order, something he called the logos. The logos is like the universe's blueprint, a rational principle that guides all this change. It's not a god or a person but a kind of cosmic logic that keeps everything flowing in harmony. Pretty deep, right? So how did Heraclitus share these ideas? Well, he didn't write a big book like some philosophers. Instead, he left behind short, cryptic sayings. Think ancient tweets that make you ponder. For example, he said, "The way up and the way down are one and the same." What does that mean? Maybe that opposites, like up and down, are part of the same reality. His sayings are like puzzles, and philosophers have been decoding them for centuries. Let's talk about why Heraclitus matters today. His focus on change feels super relevant in our fast-paced world. Think about it. Technology changes overnight, climate shifts, societies evolve. Heraclitus would say, that's reality. His ideas can help us embrace change instead of fearing it. Lost your job? Moved to a new city? Heraclitus might tell you to flow with it, because change is what makes life possible. But it's not just about going with the flow. Heraclitus challenges us to wake up to reality's constant motion. He'd probably look at our obsession with routine, same coffee order, same commute, and say, you're missing the bigger picture. By understanding change as the essence of life, we can live more flexibly, creatively, even courageously. Now, Heraclitus wasn't perfect. Some critics, like his rival Parmenides, argued that change is an illusion and reality is actually unchanging. We'll dive into that debate in a future episode. Others said Heraclitus's ideas were too vague or poetic. But that's part of his charm. His sayings make you think, wrestle, and question. And isn't that what philosophy's all about? Let's wrap this up with a practical takeaway. Next time you're stressed about change, a new job, a breakup, a global crisis, think like Heraclitus. Ask yourself, how can I flow with this? How can I see the harmony in the chaos? His philosophy isn't just ancient wisdom. It's a mindset for thriving in a world that never stands still. That's it for episode 14. We've explored Heraclitus, the philosopher of flux, who taught us that change is the heartbeat of reality. If you're loving this journey through ancient Greek philosophy, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Drop a comment. How do you deal with change in your life? Does Heraclitus's idea of everything flows resonate with you? Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in episode 15, where we'll tackle Parmenides and his wild idea that change is an illusion.